This thing is over-engineered. Hey, everybody. Hello, heroes. Welcome into our another and our final session of Young Heroes of Fate, our super-powered Fate core RPG, here hosted on Encounter Roleplay Twitch channel. Super excited to be here with you to wrap up this really cool story that is basically just turned into a really extended and long improv scene, and I have loved every second of it. Let's go ahead and knock out player introductions, and then I'll read the sponsorships really quick so that we can just go ahead and dive in and hopefully not be super limited by our timeline. Mr. Gaming.exp, tell the folks who you are.
Hi, Gaming.exp is my Twitter handle. People just call me Zippy. Zippy Zippo, to be exact. I play Riley Rourke and his interdimensional super shadow beast friend, Octhalic.
Friend. Hi, I'm Christina Sid at Greek Sid on Twitter. I am playing Nat Jansen. Don't let her in your head. Hey.
Hi, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on Twitter. And I'm going to be playing Abigail Sponsor. And I just got to say, nice haircut, Zach. I like it.
Hello, everyone. I am Mike, or LazyBones TV on Twitch, or _ LazyBones on Twitter. And I am playing Theo Costa, who is Captain Athens, for all of you Marvel fans out there, and likes to take on problems head on.
And I'm Daddy Warbucks. I play Adam Jones. I'm the leader of the group, regardless of what Captain Athens says. And I have a healing factor and sometimes fail at blowing up buildings.
All of that is very true. And as always, I'm your game master, Zach Hall. We are sponsored this week by After Collapse, a brand new D20-based post-apocalyptic RPG where the players play survivors hunted by a machine menace. Oh, that sounds like fun. You'll be faced with adventure and the need to survive in a dangerous world, facing hostile technology, covetous human warlords, clashing pocket empires, and other hazards in the unexplored reaches of the old civilization. To find out more, you can go to shadowfusionbooks.com to begin your adventure in the apocalypse. And as always, our virtual tabletop of choice is Fantasy Grounds. We are using it, like always, tonight for our dice rolling. All of the rolls that you see are using Fantasy Grounds, and you can try Fantasy Grounds out for free at fantasygrounds.com. If you end up signing up for a sub or anything like that, tell them that we sent you over here at Encounter Roleplay. Get your miniatures for your D&D Warhammer 40k games over at waylandgames.co.uk. Minis are great, and you can get your minis from there for 20% off. Woohoo! And as always, we are sponsored by Tabletop Loot. They sell incredible dice. And if you retweet, click on the link from chat to the Encounter Roleplay Twitter account. If you retweet the tweet announcing that we are live and we hit to 20 retweets, we will give away a set of dice in chat. Woo! Who doesn't love free dice? That is all of our sponsors. Beautiful. Nailed it. Okay. So, here we go, I guess. Our final session of Young Heroes of Fate. When we last left our heroes, they were in the middle of trying to escape a secret science laboratory out in the middle of the woods, where they believe their superhuman abilities were engineered, probably by the huge blue alien that they have rescued and broken out of its healing tank, and are currently in the middle of trying to get him and all of the data and folders and files that they have stolen out of the lab into safety. When we left off, the alarm started going off, and several guards started exiting their kind of guardhouse by the front gates. And I believe Riley/Ogthalic and Theo were jumping into the fray to try to ward off or subdue these guards in order to let the rest of their compatriots either escape or potentially investigate the other 2 buildings here in the facility that they haven't seen yet. And there's a potential that there are some more some patients that they could potentially rescue in another building. So you got some choices to make. But first off, let me go ahead and see what Riley and Thea want to do to these guards, potentially.
I think the simple answer is we're gonna fuck them up.
Yeah,
I think
that's
solid.
that's accurate.
Okay, cool.
Probably, yeah, just clearing the way with my shield, batting folks out of the way.
Okay.
And then whoever he bats out of the way, Ogthalic's tongue will wrap around their ankle, and then into the void they go.
All right. Let me get fight rolls from both Theo and Ogthalic. It's going to be pretty good from Theo.
Hold on.
That is going to be a 9 from Theo.
Yeah. That's going to be a step
That's gonna
above
be a
legendary
7. That's gonna be a
and
7.
epic from Riley. I'll roll fight for these guys. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. They're gonna roll a 4 on their fight checks, which is great for these guys. Like, really good. It just so happens that they're up against superhuman otherworldly beings. And so, yeah, let's... everything that you just described happens. Shield bash into alley-oop into Ogthalic's gullet. And Og, you have been hungry for a while. And how much does this guard kind of refill the tank?
Well, how many guards are doing this?
There were 3. There is now 2 because you have eaten one.
Enough for Og to kind of sweep his hands together to grab both the guards and then just gnaw on their skulls.
Yeah.
Just gonna bite their heads off.
Cool. Kind of always a bigger fish moment from Phantom Menace. Just bite the head off. Cool. Yeah, not a problem. All 3 exactly. With the assist from Theo, all 3 guards have been dispatched in the span of like 20 seconds. Adam, Abby, and Nat, what would you guys like to, while Theo and Riley are dealing with guards, what are you guys up to?
We gotta go get those other people.
We had Adam had found out which house or which housing they were in, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he said it was like building C? Was that right?
Yes. So you guys were in building 2, and there is it seems like building 1 is just a bunch of offices, and building 3 seems to be a smaller, not a lab, but like maybe some kind of medical facility, like where there were folks in smaller versions of tanks that you found your blue-skinned friend in, and you know which one's the difference. Like, you know which one's building 1 and which one's building 3.
Let's go get
So
them
we are
people.
heading towards the people.
Okay. Franklin is going to go ahead and kind of run ahead of you guys and attempt to like get to the door before anybody else should try to like scout it out. Adam?
Okay.
Where's Big Blue during all of this?
He is going to...
He pieced out, didn't he?
No, he is floating.
He's still there?
He was probably going to be floating passively kind of behind you, Adam, as the person that kind of connected with him. He's just going to be kind of, unless you tell me otherwise and would like to try to communicate with him, he's just going to be attempting to follow you.
I guess that's fine. We don't want to send him down the road on his own. So I
Yes,
guess he
that's
just
fine.
with us.
It seems like
Did
he
we
has some
try to-
mental telekinesis, psionic abilities because all his communication's been telepathic, and he's levitating himself off of the ground because he no longer has legs. If he had legs to begin with, like if he's built in a similar humanoid four-limb kind of fashion, but he is hovering maybe about 1.5 feet, 2 feet off of the ground. Maybe he maybe he can't fly off like based with his levitation, or maybe he's kind of feels some sort of connection that he wants to stay with you, Adam. Not sure yet.
Aw.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stay with Abby and Nat, so I guess Blue's coming with us.
Okay. Franklin
Come on,
has
Blue.
run ahead, and it seems like the alarm might have triggered, or he's basically just trying the front door, and he
Is Divya with us?
What's that?
Is Divya with
Yeah.
us?
Yeah,
Okay.
you have Franklin and Divya and Spud. I'm drawing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dylan.
Name. All three NPCs are with you, and Franklin runs ahead to try the front door, and it's locked. It has a keypad next to it, but he's just gonna basically, in the time that it takes for you guys to run from one building to the next, he is able to do a lap across the entire building. So by the time that you guys get to the front door, or kind of wherever you guys decide to kind of run at, Franklin's able to tell you that there is only 2 external doors, this one and a back door. The back door is surrounded by like a cage thing, and there's a couple of power generators in the back, but he wasn't able to get to either door. So up to you on how you guys want to try to get in.
Dylan?
Oh, yeah, that probably makes the most sense. He sticks his hand through the door, and his whole forearm just kind of melts into the door, and then you can see him kind of reach, and he opens the door from the inside. Just it seems to be unlocked to anybody trying to leave the building, so he just kind of opens it that way, and then holds the front door for everybody.
As Abby walks by, she's gonna kind of like tap him on the shoulder and say, "You're doing a really good job," and then walk inside.
Thank you. Doing my best. Never done this before.
I don't think any of us have, so hey.
So this front door, or Theo and Riley, you guys have kind of dispatched the immediate threat. You guys can see the door is ajar for the guardhouse, which basically was just big enough to fit the 3 guards that were on duty, and pretty basic security cameras, access for the front gate, but you can see the several computer screens in the guard tower, or the guard building, cycling through automatically, showing cameras the entire roadway down from the access road leading to the lab, and show some of the external view around the buildings. And by the time that you see you guys are in the building, you can see on one of the cameras the rest of your group entering into one of the side buildings. You can see Riley, or you can see Dylan holding up the door for everybody as they enter into one of the side buildings. What would you guys like to do?
Do we see like any more guards? Is there like a barracks for the guards? As I try to flip through screens.
You don't see, as you kind of like watch through and kind of like sit down at a keyboard and just hit the right arrow key to kind of scroll along, you don't see any more guards. It seems like the I mean, you guys are hitting this lab at like, it's like 2 a.m. on a Saturday. They weren't expecting much. This is a secret lab, but like not like a military installation or anything like that. So they basically just had guards on duty. Maybe they were supposed to be doing like a walk around, but there's a small little screen showing a like West Coast NBA game like in the corner, and it's possible they were just sitting around watching basketball.
What's the... Sorry, go ahead.
We're going to take this with us. And Og goes to the guardhouse and starts ripping it out from the foundation.
The whole house?
Yes, because I assume it's just like it's like a
it's like a modular like like it wasn't like they're not expecting like gunfire, so it's probably not even made out of like cement or anything. It's probably just made out of like lightweight metal walls, modular, like easy peasy.
What does the gate look like? Is it just like a bar, or is it a fence with like a sliding gate?
Yeah, it's the same looking kind of fence that does the whole perimeter of the lab, but just a large section of it's on those like rollers. So when someone is let in or like swipes their card to get access, the gate just kind of slides open. So right now the gate's closed.
I take my shield and is the gate closed right now?
It is closed.
Then I smash the gate controls so that it like locks shut, just to stop any external to slow them down at least.
Cool. Sounds great. And then Riley, I'm not even going to force you to make a roll because this seems well within your power to just grab a metal, like you kind of grab 2 corners and your big meaty black palms just kind of, and you could like the metal actually bends and you're able to get enough leverage to just pick up the whole thing. And it seems like the desk with the cameras and computers is like physically attached to the wall, so cables start to kind of like pull up.
There, now we have eyes on the entire complex.
Og, I'd like where your head's at, but I don't think this is going to take us very far. But
what do you mean?
We're denying the enemy resources, and I can respect that.
Come, we need to find that other building that our friends are in.
Yes, I think it was that way. Theo offers up Og a fist bump.
Og feels like he's putting up a fist bump, but like is stopping mid punch. So Og like looks at him and punches the fist bump.
Yeah,
scoot back like 6 inches.
Yeah, there's a pretty deep skid in the like sod and clay underneath you from the skid, but you guys have your awkward fist bump and then kind of start running with Ogthalic carrying the guardhouse over to building number 3.
I want to say that there are wireless red lights when the alarm is still sounding, but the alarm's not sounding. But there's just little red lights doing the wee woo. Wee.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they're
on
going off in your eyes.
They're not on any kind of electricity other than like I don't know,
batteries,
wireless. Yeah, batteries or something.
Yeah, that works. And I'll say that that Dylan had the foresight to like throw a stray cinder block or something near the door and to like lodge the door open, the front door that the rest of the gang entered in, so you guys don't have to like break your way into the building if you don't want to.
Wait, hold on. If this is the building, we're going to need a bigger exit. There's going to be so many people. Don't worry, I'm good with this. And he takes the guardhouse and he starts smashing it against the wall.
Okay. All right.
To make a bigger doorway.
Yeah. Okay. So to our indoor kids, about 30 seconds after you guys enter the building, you guys walk in, and it's similarly laid out as the building you were just in, except that it was it's just on a much smaller scale. There seems to be one long hallway that basically runs down the entire building, maybe about, I don't know, like 80, 100 feet or so. And on the left is just the interior wall, nothing really hanging there. You see like maybe like a phone, like a corded phone sitting on one end, but really like pretty sparse, no decoration or anything like that. Along the right is basically just panels of plexiglass that you can see into, and there are small kind of individual bays where you see you can see like blue light coming out, and as you kind of start walking down the hallway, you see smaller version of the tanks that Big Blue was in, and that you saw from the cameras when Divya was kind of doing her hacking thing. And in about 30 seconds after you enter the building, there's all of a sudden this very loud, well, I'm going to say you can probably hear the deep rumble of Ogthalic's voice from outside, maybe not enough to like hear the specific words he's saying, but then crunch, 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 as Ogthalic starts banging the guardhouse up against the wall of the building.
I shout through the hole, "Hey guys, we made a bigger exit."
We know it. Just get in here.
Now we don't have to worry about millions of humans trampling over my small friends.
It's not going to be millions, but again, I like where your head's at.
I've seen the fall of Rome, and I know how this ends.
Can I get like a marching order for people kind of walking down the hallway? Like who's kind of walking in first and kind of sees what they see?
Abby will go first. She's the
I'll
science
go
one,
behind
right?
you. Sure.
Okay. Abby, you see, you start walking down. There are 6 total kind of med bays in this building, in addition to one room that takes up about twice the size as one of the med bays that just seems to be kind of like an office for maybe doctors doing observations, or a very smaller lab, but you actually end up seeing a lot of the same equipment that the school has in your lab. This is more stuff that you're familiar with, stuff that they can do to run blood tests, that they can run spectral analysis, that they can, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is Og in the room yet?
Yes.
Or are they still outside?
Yeah, he has created a big enough hole for him to kind of step through to where your whole kind of gang is. You look back in the hallway from the end, and you have acquired quite a motley crew of compatriots for this stealth.
Hi guys.
job.
Hi.
I think we took care of the guards and any
Okay.
reinforcements that might be coming.
Did you
Oh,
check
boy.
to see if the signal went out anywhere else?
I don't know how to do that.
Don't
but
worry.
I-
I destroyed the guard tower. I ripped it from the foundations. There's no signal going anywhere from anywhere.
So maybe we ought to
Divya,
hurry.
is there any
All
way
right.
that she can check that?
Mm-hmm. Also, Divya,
Not
did we
that
get
I
all
don't
the
trust you,
information-
Og. But
Did we get all the
Yeah.
information about us out of this system? Or, because if so, then I would really like it if Og would destroy all of this stuff in here too.
Divya will look at you and say, I got as much as I could before the alarm started going off, and you guys rescued an alien. So I think I know I've at least got our information.
Okay, cool. Hey, Og,
Hmm?
could you do like? I know when you normally destroy things, you destroy them really, really well. But I need you to do it like at a 2 maybe. Just wreck just the machines, not anything else in the room. Can you do that?
Is my name Ogthalic, or is it Ogthalic?
Think so. That's what you told us, right?
I thought you had
Because
another
he
name,
who
but
destroys. That is the name of now shame.
okay.
I am no longer that. I am the destroyer.
All right, cool.
Well,
I
so
will
you're
destroy.
saying
And he just
seek and
he
destroy.
he brings it to like a 7.
Yeah.
Not a full
That is
11,
pretty
just to a 7.
Yeah, so Ogthalic starts wrecking shit up. The Abby, since you were kind of leading the charge, you know that there are these 6 med bays. Only one of them was occupied.
Oh, okay. I'd like to go to that one, please.
Okay. And you were, Abby, you were among the gang that was like reading patient files when you guys first got here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would recognize this woman as the latest patient in the files, and you remember her name was Katie Stone.
Katie. Okay.
Right now she's in a similar kind of suspended tank that Big Blue was in. She doesn't seem... Abby, you're able to read the medical equipment that seems to be hooked up to her. You can recognize most of it, stuff like keeping track of her heart rate, her oxidation rate, kind of the basics. You can tell that she is seems to be in kind of standard healthy, a lot like allocation of whatever, but she doesn't seem to be conscious right now.
Okay. She is suspended by like stuff in the tank, correct, or is she just floating?
Yes, she is. She has several cables, all like or hoses, all kind of connected to her. Not similar to Big Blue. Big Blue had like a dozen. He was, or what did we call it? Like the battery from the first Matrix. This is more just like. There seems to be like a wide bore IV in both arms. She's wearing kind of like almost like a sports bra type situation, and you can see several pads connected to her chest and back to keep track of heart rate and stuff like that. You don't think it would be difficult to remove her and kind of, if she's able to be conscious, to wake her up.
I guess what Abby would do is check to see if she could like initiate like in the system, see if she can like reanimate.
Yeah. I'd let you roll a lore to see if you can kind of like wrap your head around the system and kind of start to remove her safely.
Can you roll for me?
I can roll for you. Yeah.
I have +4.
Okay, you rolled a -1, so that's a 3, and that will be just enough. So it takes you about a minute, but after sitting there and kind of clicking through different options, you're able to find the spot to kind of start the process of removing her from the tank. And you can see like a progress bar start, and after a couple seconds, it's like it might take about 5 minutes for the tank to do its thing to where you can get her out as planned.
Yeah. Okay. She's just gonna turn back to the group. Yeah, it's gonna take like 5 minutes.
Okay.
You can still hear the crash, crush, boom of Ogthalic in the back room, kind of destroying.
Just not even paying
as
attention.
Western.
All right.
Where are the other prisoners?
Abby.
I thought there were more.
Yeah.
Can you tell what's wrong with her? Why is she in this tank?
That's a very good question that I probably should have asked. I'd like to go through her chart and understand why she's in the tank.
Okay.
As she's being released from the tank?
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm not going to make you roll because I think you would be pretty.
I have a +6 to that.
Yeah, you have a pretty good understanding
boy.
of the basics of medical chart reading English. Honestly, the hardest part is probably just deciphering whoever wrote the chart's handwriting. But once you can do that, it's not difficult. You can see a similar file to what you found in Dr. Breeden's office, that she has undergone several experiments using several gene therapy experiments. You can quickly assume that the original subject was the blue alien that is levitating about 20 feet behind you in the hallway, and that that Katie is the first subject in a new, what would you call it, like a new set of experiments, and it seems to be progressing really well and doing better than prior patients.
Can I just say, as a player and as in Abby's head, they ran all of these tests where a bunch of people died, and then one where one person lived, and they're like, yeah, it's good to release to the public.
I mean, I'm not saying that I have some kind of like horrible agenda / nightmare of big pharma. I'm just saying.
That's
This
exactly
is
what
Wayland's Yutani Corp 2.0. I mean, this is.
So why is she suspended in this? Is it just because that's where they're storing her, basically, or?
You can assume that it is for both the safety of the subject and the safety of the people working on the subject.
Okay.
That you remember from prior patient files that the previous patients have expired in a variety of ways that hasn't always been quietly. And so it seems like probably it was just safe for everybody to keep certain patients in. She's in a medically induced coma, and that it is the easiest way to make sure that nobody gets hurt while also keeping track on her vitals and be able to run blood tests without potentially getting hurt.
Okay. Abby's gonna close the file and just look at Adam and, like, she's not good at lying, but she's gonna say, so, you know in the Star Wars movie how Luke was in that thing where he was wearing a big diaper and he was, like, suspended and what? It's kind of like that? Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I don't know where the other people are, though. We should probably
What
look
aren't
for
you
them.
telling me?
I don't know.
Is there anything else?
Well, a lot of people have died in really not great ways. So she's in there so she doesn't, like, explode all over people, I guess.
She's gonna explode?
She might.
Can we put her back in? And I start
comes in.
fumbling with the console.
He has like a computer tower that he's like munching on and stuff.
Wait, she explodes. Sounds like a perfect woman to breed with Mr. Jones.
And he like continues to like eat.
What? Og, why would you say that?
Well,
Franklin is kind of like does like a like super dramatic gagging like.
If you think of it this way, Mr. Jones, you absorb energy and then expel it. She is a constant, I guess, source of energy. Your children would create their own energy and then expel it. You would stabilize each other.
Well, no, I'm saying that she might explode if she dies.
Oh, well, then I'll just eat her.
Maybe
So let's not.
maybe
have her die.
Og has a point, and I kind of step between Abby and the tank. If she explodes, just get behind me.
No, this is the point that some of the lights on the tank start to blink, and the liquid starts to be recede from the tank. And Abby, you look over, and the progress bar has finished on the computer screen, and the liquid from the tank seems to be kind of like sucked up from the bottom, and so the liquid level just starts to lower and lower, and as it lowers, the woman's body just kind of falls with it, and by the time that all the liquid is removed, she's just kind of in a heap on the bottom of the tank, when the front of the tank just kind of pops open, and you can hear kind of like some gas, and you immediately smell like a very like hospitally kind of like sterile sterile smell, and then the tank glass just kind of like folds up in a very kind of like dramatic Star Wars / Darth Vader fashion. Yeah.
Yes.
And there is Katie is unconscious, kind of heaped in the ground at the bottom of the tank, and she is staying unconscious for now.
What if she's like Clayface from the animated series, the Batman movie show?
Did it drain onto the floor, or did it just drain into something?
No, it's kind of like there's it's not on the floor. Like there's probably like maybe one of the silver cylinders kind of up against the wall is kind of like a receptacle for all that liquid.
I'm still cleaning out the gunk in the alien's tank from between my toes.
Do we? I mean, do we just take her with us? What?
Yeah,
Before
I
even
got her.
for the answer, I like climb up on the tank. Or you do?
Yeah, I could just pick her up. It's no big deal for Theo, not when he's in his super form.
Theo, what if she explodes?
I'll be all right.
Do not carry her over your shoulder like that.
You're carrying a bomb
She's
next
a
to your
lady.
head, dummy.
Og
Carry her in your
the girl
arms.
and puts her in his palm, where she just rests, like she's resting on a bed, and he like kind of like takes like a kind of gorilla stance, as if a gorilla was holding the child like a baby.
I'll take her. Come on.
You have
And
to
he
be
just
really
starts-
careful.
I am
Be-
careful.
Be very gentle.
And quiet.
he picks her up.
Tell them that I will be careful.
Oh yes, he will be the most careful ever.
No,
Put her down.
Pog, no,
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 no.
no,
Put it down.
no,
Put her down.
no.
Theo,
Put her
pick
down.
it up.
He just mic drops her.
All right, I'll put it down.
Catch her.
I got her,
Jesus
don't worry.
Christ.
Oh boy. Yes, we'd like to go find the other people now. Thank you.
Yeah, good plan.
Okay, so Theo is fireman's carrying Katie.
Bridal carrying her. Not fireman. They told me not to do that. It's the bridal carry.
Bridal carry. Okay. She's pretty heavy, Theo. Like you probably
She's a
haven't
good
picked up a
360.
friend, but she's perfectly average when it comes to like body size, weight, muscle definition. Like she does not seem from the exterior that she should give you any problems, and you're fine. Like you can carry her; it's not a big deal. It just seems like she weighs more than she looks.
Better in water.
What you guys? That's just in Theo's head. I was like, huh, maybe maybe I'm tired. I don't know, but
I've had a long day.
Mm-hmm.
it has been a long day. It's been a long couple of days.
All right.
So we're going. Yeah.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Looking for more
We're gonna
survivors.
Smash.
More survivors. Okay.
Slash.
Yeah.
So as you guys like kind of run back up the hallway towards the front door that you guys came in, all of the med bays are empty. And if you guys choose to kind of go inside and do a quick look, all of the tanks, their doors are closed, like in the closed position, but there's no liquid or body in them. There's no cables. All of the computers are turned off, and there's no medical charts or anything like that sitting in there. Basically, perfectly clean, ready to be used by whoever the next patient might be.
Okay.
Franklin, can you do a quick sweep of the building, make sure that there's nobody else here?
Yeah, boss. Be right back.
Wait a minute. How many tanks are in this room and how many teenagers were infected?
A lot.
There's
800 or something? I don't
many
think there's that
tanks are in
many
this room?
tanks.
There are 4 tanks.
And this building doesn't go underground, does it?
I don't know. Why would you have a secret room in an already secret facility?
Just so that an interdimensional shadow beast doesn't find it. And he starts pounding the ground and starts like cracking the floor. And he's just going to start digging, basically.
Okay. In just one of the med rooms?
Yes. Because he is now fully committed to thinking that there is a subterranean super base underneath this compound.
Yeah, that tracks for me.
A little bit of Riley.
Okay,
there.
you start basically all of these buildings are basically just sitting on finished concrete foundations. I mean, these are very like simple, and so maybe in this one with the medical bay, there's like a thin layer of insulation and then like tile, but you quickly start breaking down to the concrete foundation and just start ripping tiles up and
Buddy,
on ham.
I don't think there's something down there.
I don't think so.
And he like turns back. He's like, as far as you humans know, there's nothing down there.
Franklin
my
zooms
shoulder.
back.
Okay, buddy.
Franklin zooms back, kind of, and just in the blink of an eye, just kind of appears next to you, Adam. Goes, nobody else in this building, boss. Basically, we've seen all the rooms. There's a janitor's closet over by the front door with some like mops stuff, but other than that, this building's empty outside of everything we got here.
Well, I think it's time to leave.
Okay.
And
Time
I
to
pull
go.
out another one of the Molotovs from my backpack.
Oh boy. All right. Okay. Really time to leave. All right. Let's get the hell out of here.
All right, so
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
start exiting the building. Well, Og, everybody starts exiting the building. Are you still trying to break through the floor?
Yes, I feel like he's made some progress enough to find a pipeline for like the sewers and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, wait! I found an exit.
Okay, you
Or an
see
entrance.
where it leads, buddy. You see where it leads.
All right,
So don't tell him that.
I'll catch you. And he starts running down the sewer.
Hey,
Okay,
that means
so
you won't
you-
be hanging out with us.
It's full of delicious chocolates, Og.
Ew.
And methane. And I was
Yeah.
about to set this building on fire.
Fucking.
He'll be fine, right?
It takes a pretty
Wait,
specific fuel air.
You have a
Concoction.
feeling that based on like the number of people that could be in this facility, that there's probably not like a whole lot of excess gas that you would have to worry about. Honestly, Adam, the thing you would probably be most concerned about is the pure oxygen tanks inside of each med bay room used for the patients to keep them keep their ox rates at whatever percentage they want to be. Like they're like hovering around that 97, 98, 99% range.
You know,
So
I was thinking that maybe the goofy Bacta liquid might be flammable, but now that I know that those are there, yes, let's go there.
okay. Yeah.
Clear. Let's get clear first of this building real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Adam, you're setting up one of your kind of explosive Molotov cocktails, kind of trying to get it near.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna collect the tanks and throw them in a pile, and then smash the Molotov on top of that, and then hopefully there's enough of a stream, so I don't have to be like I don't want to completely dismember myself. Because I don't think I can get far enough away to avoid the blast, but even if not, oh well.
Okay. Who's kind of leading the group out of the building, and what direction are you guys heading?
We're heading back to where we threw the stuff over the fence, right? Because we got to get that too.
Wait, Nat, here, take this. And I hand her my backpack.
Oh, okay. What's in here?
More flammable stuff. I don't want to lose it.
Oh, okay. She'll very carefully put it over one shoulder.
Are you gonna be okay? What are you doing?
I'm gonna destroy this building and everything inside it.
Do you want me
when
to
we
do
leave
that
here
since
today?
I can turn to metal?
No. Well, I don't want you to get hurt. It's fine. I'll survive.
Okay. Just be careful.
I know you're about to blow yourself up, but be careful.
Yeah, right. All right.
We have come so far in 48 hours.
Yes. Abby went from I don't know to let's burn the fucking place down. Yeah. I will run up to Theo and make sure that I'll check her vital signs of this lady and see what I can see about her as we're walking away coolly from the fire explosion.
So someone grab me an oxygen tank before we go. I feel like one of those things could be useful.
For what?
Adam was compiling them, so if you kind of lagged behind and noticed him stockpiling these oxygen tanks, you can probably grab one.
Oh yeah, I'm grabbing one.
Okay, so you have do you pick up so in my head I was imagining the tanks Adam was getting would be like maybe I don't know like 3 or 4 feet stainless steel tanks, maybe about yay round, and there's a couple in each room. Do you just grab one of those?
Yeah, so I suppose I switched to fireman and then oxygen tank.
Okay.
So, I'm ready to go.
Pure oxygen and unconscious patient in the other hand. I like it.
Right.
Priorities.
Abby, you're gonna check vitals on Katie.
Yeah, just as he's doing that, as we're walking away, I'll just be doing the doctor thing and checking and making sure she's all right as we're going.
Okay. Heart rate is slow but consistent. She's breathing on her own.
Yeah.
But what else would you be able to tell just by maybe people were reactive?
Yeah.
That's the only other thing I can think of from all of my 14 seasons of Grey's Anatomy watching.
Hey.
Hey, the wife wants to watch TV and you just want to veg and watch TV, you end up watching 14 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
Solid.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah. So she is still unconscious, but pupils are reactive, slow heart rate, breathing on her own.
Okay.
and you guys start heading to the fence line where you guys entered, and can because what did you guys do beforehand, Abby? Did you like use your metal arms to like pick the fence up out of the dirt and like that kind of thing, or how are you guys planning on scaling
Og
the fence?
did that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Og is currently not with you guys.
He's having
He's
a wonderful
underground.
sewer adventure, like that Spider-Man PS1 game where you have to fight the lizard and Venom in the sewers. He's just having a grand old time. He thinks it's an underground world.
Yeah, he found a secret base.
Nice.
So how are you guys planning on getting through or over or under the... Hang on, LB, did you upgrade your superhero mask since last time?
I did. Like it? It's leather.
That is very Robin from Batman and Robin, and I like it.
Thank you.
Okay, so how are you guys getting through?
Dylan?
I mean, there's a big hole in the wall, isn't there? Like,
No, the fence.
Not
Like
the fence.
the
Yeah.
fence.
Wait, isn't there one more building?
Yeah. But that was just an office.
I don't know. I thought we were being
a bum, but all right.
Yeah,
Are we blowing up the office building? What are we doing?
We're gonna destroy them all. Well, I guess before I get to that one, I gotta blow up this one.
Do it.
Yeah, Adam, I was about to say, like, how long are you waiting to, blow shit up?
Already at safe distance.
You don't have a line of sight on them anymore, but I'll say it's probably been a minute or two since everybody kind of left the building.
We'll give him one more minute. Make sure they're not actually gonna blow someone up.
Okay, all right. You wait an extra minute, and you feel reasonably comfortable that you have removed other people that don't have a superhero healing factor from what you imagine the range of this explosion is.
Open all the oxygen tanks so that they start gushing out, and then we're gonna light the Zippo.
You gotta take me out to dinner before you light me?
here.
I can oblige. I can't hear Zach. I think he's muted.
Did you mute yourself, Zach?
Sorry. I was watching a YouTube video on what an oxygen tank explosion looks like. I just kind of wanted to see like kind of what I should
people. That's
describe
what you get
here.
Gotta have that accuracy.
No, have you guys seen this at all? I am not real world accurate for most
Can't say
things.
I'm very versed in this. It's a new ground.
Okay. Well, there's less fire than you were expecting, Adam. It's more just a sudden
the
rush
flammable
of...
liquid is for.
True. There is a flash of orange and red in your vision, and then a very forceful concussive force. Just you all of a sudden feel like an 18-wheeler going 70 down the highway has impacted your chest, and you are the rest of you. Have you guys seen the MythBusters episode where they blew up a concrete the concrete like truck or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. It causes there's a really loud and audible, and like you can feel it kind of through the soles of your feet traveling up through your skeleton boom from about like 80, 100 yards away from where building number 3 used to be. Like I've been saying, these buildings were, they weren't like, these things were pretty mobile, pretty modular. possibly this place was just to be intended as like a temporary lab for this, and it just kind of, it's been here for 8 or 9 years. Building 3 is gone. You can see a couple of the corners of the building still standing where maybe there was like an extra layer of poured concrete and rebar to kind of keep stuff together. But it's not so much like a mushroom cloud of fire or anything like that. It's just
vaporized.
It's just it's bits of metal and cinder block, and it's just everything goes flying, including Adam. And the
Adam, you see, like gory streaks in the sky.
Adam's thrown.
Make a wish.
The NES New Dawn. Do.
It's just Adam's body is thrown dozens of feet into the air in an arc, kind of taking him directly like opposite and away from the main gate. And so like if you guys were headed due west and headed that direction, his body is currently headed due south, and he is just very like Team Rocket's blasting off again kind of vibe.
Adam Jones is blasting off again.
Adam Jones.
I'm gonna tell Franklin to go get him.
Adam, can I get you to roll a is it physique?
Probably.
Probably.
Physique +2 for energy absorption.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So that is 5.
Okay. What would be funny? It's a superhero game. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's whatever. So Franklin is gonna dash off in the direction of Adam's trajectory. And are you guys waiting for them or telling them to kind of like reconvene with you at the lake shore where the boats are, or at the park where you stowed your school bus in the woods? What's the plan?
That?
Has Franklin come back with
Oh no!
what's left
No.
of Adam?
What is where are you telling Franklin, if you guys aren't going to wait for Franklin, where are you guys going to tell Franklin to meet up with you?
At the car?
At the car, at the bus.
At the bus.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So Theo is carrying an oxygen tank and a unconscious woman. Nat has Adam's backpack. Yeah. Abby, you are grabbing some of the file boxes that you guys brought out here before.
Grab all of them.
You kind of have to you have to take a minute or so to kind of pick stuff up because the explosion kind of like topples over some of the files, and you have to go chasing some paper and stuff like that. Yeah. Franklin is dashing over to dashing to try to find Adam. And Dylan will help you, Abby, with files. Actually, Dylan and Divya will both help Abby with files. And so everybody's kind of got their hands full, and you guys start heading towards the lake shore to try to get into the canoes and make your way back across the lake. for time, you get back to the bus. Og, what are you? You get your bell rung a little bit. You're underground and in a pretty confined metal tube when a pretty concussive force goes off where you kind of climbed in, and it's kind of like you. What would it be like? Like having a gong go off right next to your ear when you're sleeping, kind of. But you're also in the gong, so you kind of like shake and move a little bit. So pretty big explosion, but you remember the exploding human that you kind of run around with before. Like, he seemed to always be okay and make it out. So you're not terribly concerned about him. What is Og up to?
Is there any fire coming towards Og? Is this going to be like a barrel of a gun?
Yeah. So you feel the concussive force first, and it seems like whatever, pipeline you're in, it's possible that maybe this big pharma wasn't too concerned about properly disposing of all of the chemicals that it uses. And so what would be really cool is if like a dark green chemical fire starts in the pipeline back where the building used to be, maybe about like 60, 80 yards from you, and this dark green fire just starts making its way towards you in a pretty quick, not gun barrel, but like, I mean, you have a moment to go, oh shit, and then kind of do whatever you would like to do.
Og doesn't even go, oh shit. He kind of looks back and then is like, it starts running.
Okay.
As best he can.
Okay. I'm gonna say, I would also like Ogthalic to roll a physique roll for me, and like whatever kind of your superpowers and stuff like can for protection and
0.
stuff. We'll get.
Oh,
okay.
For protection, he gets plus 4 armor because he's implacable.
Okay, perfect. So kind of ends up being a great roll. The green fire licks at around your shoulder blades and around your hips and around your legs as you are suddenly taken off of your feet and are basically shot put through this pipeline. And it's kind of hard. I mean, you're not really combustible, so you don't really, and you're not wearing any clothes or anything, so you don't really catch fire. It's just you feel the green flame just kind of licking at your back as you're kind of like flying through this pipe, and you are thrust through the end of the pipe that dumps into the lake, and you make a pretty sizable splash just as the rest of your party members are about halfway to like they're still paddling their boats across the lake, and it causes some like wibble wobble on the boats as they have to kind of deal with the wake of your impact. Yes,
did you guys see that?
I would like to use a fate point, please.
Yes, please.
I would like Ogthalic to skip across the water like a rock and like land on the other side of the lake.
Okay.
Oh, he shifts back into Riley.
Oh yes, even not better, but
so it's like a really bad water pipe out.
He hits what I want to feel like is a grating, and to get through that grating, he shifts back into Riley, so he slips right through. But what Og doesn't realize is surface tension of the water. So it's just like a very bad belly flop where he just keeps skipping.
Yeah, Riley kind of ends up on the
opposite. That would be a good time to remind everyone that Ogthak is terrified of the lake. He thinks there's silver in there.
Oh yeah. Well, luckily Riley is kind of in the driver's seat as he's skipping across the lake. And Riley, you end up on the other side of the lake, actually not terribly far away from the picnic area where all of this kind of started, but your back is like torn up. Like you were hitting the surface of the water so hard, you were like, it took a couple layers of skin off, and you're just kind of red and raw, and it stings and hurts. But
Riley has his jacket on reverse because Og is afraid of the water, so he's going to try to get on top of Riley.
Oh my God!
Okay,
Are you okay, Riley?
Imagine him wearing
He's
a
not
jacket
responsive.
like this now.
I feel like he is taking
Might have knocked him
enough
out.
force. I mean, I feel like he face planted into the water first, which would have broken his nose, and then when it
for sure.
face planted, he kind of flipped over to his back, and that's what caused the skidding. And then he gets onto land, and those picnic benches have cement on it, so he's all scuffed up.
Yeah. Yeah, Riley's pretty banged up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I guess I can carry him. Is he like? I'm just gonna do a quick check his pulse, check his eyes, look at his back. Ooh.
His heart rate is high. Real high heart rate. Yes, Adam.
Have I landed yet? Or is this same time?
I'll get to you in a hot sec. Riley will.
I'd like to imagine we cross paths in here. It's beautiful.
I can show you the
It'll take Riley a few minutes, but maybe by the time you get him back to the bus and kind of laid out across the back row of seats on his stomach, so that he's not laying on his kind of beat up back, but he'll wake in a smidge. But Adam, maybe by the time that Abby has kind of carried Riley's unconscious body to the back of the bus and kind of laid him down, and Theo has taken Katie and kind of propped her up up against one of the walls, and has her head kind of resting against a window, and you guys are kind of standing around the bus. Franklin kind of comes sprinting up with Adam. He's carrying Adam. And Daddy, what I've kind of been picturing in my head is when Deadpool loses his is it his arm or his hand, and he's got the little baby hand. What I was kind of picturing was Adam joins Big Blue in the missing a bottom half club, and Franklin is has got Adam kind of almost in a half Nelson, and just to be able to carry him and still be able to run. He's got his arms up underneath Adam's shoulders, and his head's just kind of bobbing, and he's missing basically everything below his knees on both legs.
Oh fuck! Adam, are you alive? Franklin, is he alive?
Am I conscious?
I don't know. Would you like to be conscious?
I would imagine that even if I was rendered unconscious, the healing factor would wake me up very, very quickly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the healing factor does not come accompanied with a pain blocker.
No, we established that early.
Yeah,
I go to
God.
early part of his
slap
backstory.
I go to like slap Adam like lightly on the face just to see if he'll wake up, and I imagine it's like when you really burn a marshmallow, you can like poke through the outer layer super easily. It's like,
Why?
oh.
Hold on.
Okay. While Abby's barfing, triage, just like finding anything, like trying to like
As you like
Watch
go
the blood
to
flow.
try and put gauze on him, you could already see the fiber spindles starting to work.
Yeah, I think he's going to be all right.
You okay? You okay? Do you need
Uh-huh.
anything?
I think he's all right.
I'll
This-
be fine.
this
Just
going real
give it some
fast.
time, and don't touch it. Don't.
It's not touching it. Not gonna touch it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's be
I
not
won't
here
not
anymore,
not
please.
touch it.
What was that thing in the air?
That was Riley.
Is he okay?
His back's pretty messed up. We're gonna have to patch him up at the school, which we should get back
Put me
there.
down.
Can you-
Franklin, put me down.
Franklin will kind
Oh
of like
God!
he will kind of like
You let me know when I have baby feet, so I can start trying to walk.
yeah, baby feet will be about halfway back to the school if that's where you guys are headed. Kind of in my head, I was like, I don't know, like 4 to 6 hours. You'd probably be back to like you might have to. You won't be running any relay races or anything, but you'll be able to like walk again in like 4 to 6 hours.
Well, I'm gonna start smacking at Franklin. Put me down.
He starts doing the Chris Pratt thing where when the lava is like encroaching on him in Jurassic Park, and he's all doped up on tranquilizer, and he's like flailing his limbs to move.
Nobody saw that movie.
Really?
I don't remember that part. Is that the second one or the first one?
The second one
The
where the
second
lava's
one.
like
Oh,
getting
I
on him
didn't- I
and he
didn't see
gets
that.
shot. So he gets
Second
shot with the tranquilizer, and then he has to move. It's been
slithers.
6 months. If you haven't seen it, that's your own problem. If it's out of theaters, that is your
Pretty
Why
years
would I
problem.
want to go?
I
see
think.
Man.
Titan was
So-
correct. He basically slithers in check.
Yeah. Okay. So then I'm going to, grab and try to pull myself towards Riley,
He's
and I
on
would
the
imagine
bus.
it leaves
Let's
like
just get on the
dual red
bus.
streaks as I go.
Divya
Abby's
will
just like
hop in
heaving
the.
on the ground.
Riley.
Divya will hop back in the driver's seat and crank the bus up and go like. I guess whenever Abby is done dry heaving, we can go.
I go over to Abby.
You all right?
I'm just not gonna look at it. I'm just not gonna. I'm just gonna like get up in the bus and sit on the front seat and just like breathing through her mouth.
Do I make it
Put
to
your
Riley?
head between your knees. It'll help. Just yeah. There you go. Just deep breaths. It'll be fine. Yeah, you
So-
gonna be okay?
I thought that went really well, guys.
Okay. All right. I think we can go. I think we're good.
No, we
Divya-
can't go. There's another building.
What?
We have to
But we're
destroy
already
it all.
You
These
have
people
no
killed
legs.
hundreds. We need to destroy it entirely. Just get me to Riley.
Okay.
Riley's
Divya turns the
unconscious.
radio on and it's "Born to Run" by Bruce Springsteen.
Ooh, like.
Like low key shade at Adam because he doesn't have legs.
Yeah.
I'm still. If nobody's gonna help me, I'm just gonna try to crawl my way to where they
Theo,
go.
help him, please.
I'm bleeding
stop.
everywhere. I just keep reopening my leg wounds.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
So you get to Riley.
Yeah, Riley is just kind of waking up on the back seat, and he's kind of laying on his stomach with his nose kind of turned, blood kind of pouring out of his nose, very broken. and his t-shirt is all kind of ripped to shreds on the back. It's just held together by a couple of like strings and threads. His leather jacket's all actually underneath him, and he's just kind of waking up, also to an unfortunate amount of pain, as he's kind of like got really, really bad carpet burns up and down his back.
You
All right,
you look good,
Riley.
bro.
Don't do that. Come here. I'm gonna
So
reset his nose.
Riley's got his back and nose all fucked up. Adam is without legs.
I'm resetting Riley's nose.
Okay. Roll.
I'm going to go ahead and spend a fate point to do I read about that.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool. So you can go ahead and use. Is that lore to?
That's a lore, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
all right. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Well, it's a 2.
You just snap it the other way.
I got a 2.
Okay. Well. So, Riley, you feel like you could potentially breathe out of your nose if you wanted to, if it wasn't like screaming in pain.
He takes a fist and shoves it right through the window. Og is like, because of the pain, he has to redirect it somewhere. He knows that Nat's trying to help, and he would haul off and hit anyone else who tried to do that. But it's Nat, so he turns around and he punches a fist right outside the window.
Gate theory is very real.
Gotta get to Riley.
Please
Adam,
tell me that Theo is helping Adam at this point, because he's just like
He's
army crawling.
he's
Just
wheelbarrowing.
leaving bloody streaks all over the bus.
I've like picked him. I'm like, come on, buddy, come on, and I like pick you up by the shoulders, and like have an arm around you, and I'm like holding you up,
And
and I'm
I
like,
point to Riley.
he's fine. He's in the back of the bus.
You can,
What do you need Riley for?
He's hurt.
Yeah,
I can
Nat's
fix
taking
it.
care of him.
I know
right.
what's coming.
Yeah,
He
I forgot about that.
reaches over
Are you going to bleed on him, Adam?
and
I don't think
Riley,
I have to.
And I
reaches over and places a hand on Nat's face and says, "Give me my doob right now."
fair
She
enough.
still has it in her bucket.
I do.
Yep.
I've got 2 actually. I've got 2 in my pocket.
Ooh.
He takes both of them, unwraps them, and then wraps them into a mega doob. Puts it in his mouth, and he's like, his arm is shaking because I feel like Og is like trying to heal a little bit because he has regeneration, but not as quick as Adam's. But it's like Og has that ability. So he's like sitting there shaking, and he's lighting a doob as he does.
Adam,
Now
I think
you
you
really
might
need to get
need
me over
your
there.
ladder.
Yeah, I take Adam over to Riley.
All right, so he pops me down on the seat next to you, right? And first, I'm gonna kind of reach out and put my hand on your back wounds, and I'm gonna try to use my healing power. It says to make a will roll against fair opposition to clear another character's stress.
Okay.
So that is a 3. No.
Okay.
4.
4. Okay, so you will succeed against the fair opposition. So you can you are able to actually heal, and Nat, because you're kind of right near Riley, you can hear a little as Riley's nose adjusts back to where its body thinks it should be, and Riley can the bleeding seems to stop, and coming from his nose at least. And Riley, you feel a sudden like cold wave of relief, like starting at the very tip of your nose. It kind of climbs down your sinuses and your face, and all of a sudden feel a lot more comfortable than you did a second ago.
How bad does this hurt?
The nose, the nose is fine now. It's actually kind of like that, like cold aloe vera kind of feeling of like putting, like if you ever get like sunburn and you put something nice and cool on it, it's got that kind of feeling. Your back, on the other hand, is probably like a 6 out of 10 on the pain scale. It is not comfortable, and it will spike into the 8 or 9 range if you try to move and anything kind of comes into contact with it.
He like reaches up shakily and opens up Adam's mouth and shoves the tube, and he's like, inhale. And then he takes it back.
I was gonna ask you for that. And then I shove my stump at him.
Divya's going to turn the engine over on the bus and throw it into a drive gear. She's like, all right, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Wait, do we want to destroy the other building? Because, I mean...
Yes!
We could just... Okay.
No.
Why?
We gotta go all the way across the lake again, and...
Well, Theo can just say, I know how to use these explosives.
We sent them a message. It's all we needed to do. My arms and legs are probably broken right now. I just want to go home to my bunker and hotbox the shit out of that bunker.
That is a wonderful idea. Abby and I will go back and destroy the other building. Y'all go home. We can take care of this.
No, you're not going by yourselves.
Well, I mean, it's just
look. Okay. We want to blow the thing up, right?
Yeah.
All right. Someone take Franklin. Take the rest of the explosives and fucking airbomb this shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Franklin kind of speaks up from the front. Is like, just give me the backpack and I'll do it. Like, there's no need to like bring somebody else along. If anything, it's just going to slow me down. I'll probably be able to catch up with you on the highway for all I know.
Okay.
I mean, we're not going to send anyone alone. Blue? Yeah, where is Big Blue?
Big Blue is currently hovering outside of the bus. He might have a hard time getting through that, like, the door. Like,
is there like an emergency window that we could like let down that he could like float through?
The emergency door is in the back.
Oh, the back door, yeah.
Which is where Riley is currently holed up right now. But if you can open up the emergency door and he can probably squeeze through there. Actually,
this isn't weird.
No, this entire weekend hasn't been strange at all. No.
The only danger that poses to us is ourselves, apparently. Are we gonna let Franklin go back by himself?
Could we accompany him if we wanted? And he's fast.
No, that's why I suggested Theo and Abby, because it'd be a buddy system. And
Franklin, can you run faster than the spread of the flames? Like,
as long as he doesn't use it on like an oxygen-based explosion, then yes, I'm sure he can.
We said the other building was a office building, right? They've probably got plenty of paper. Like, it'll be a more... Adam, I don't know if you've ever heard of just catching something on fire without the explosion, but that was kind of the direction I was leaning more towards. Like, destruction of property without overly hurting myself.
Yeah, but then you couldn't do this, and I'm just gonna kind of... I'm gonna show that I've absorbed a lot of the fire, and just kind of show like my skin begins to crackle and burn, and then I'll extinguish it again. Just let you know, I'm holding on to that.
Not before Riley leans over. And goes,
Relights a joint on Adam. Franklin will look at you, Adam, and be like, "Yes, I cannot absorb fire and explosions. I can just run away from it. But I feel like we're achieving the end goal, which is destroying the other building."
All right.
Right?
Boys,
I'm gonna
let's
clap
stop.
him on the shoulder. Go with God, my son.
Well, I've got.
Maybe someone should go with him.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Hey,
I've got this
good
oxygen tank. Look, we've
Don't
got
throw
an
the
oxygen
oxygen
tank.
tank in.
We'll throw it in there and then light it on fire. And
No,
no,
just
no.
let.
That's a great idea.
I'm gonna
This is
hand
good
you the
stuff, by the
backpack
way,
of
Riley.
explosives. You got these. Just throw something on paper and get the hell out of there.
fine.
Abby's gonna lean over to Franklin. Just go by yourself. You'll go. If you leave now, they won't notice.
You're not a player character. You'll be fine.
Jesus.
I don't know what kind of game you run, Daddy, but yeah, totally. The NPC always turns out okay.
Revealing the secrets.
Yeah. I do think Franklin would just go. I don't think he would really... I feel like Theo and Theo and Nat and everybody would just kind of be in the middle of arguing, and then someone, like Nat's probably going to look around and realize, guys, Franklin's gone. He's gone.
Shit.
Well, then
Yeah,
let's
Jimmy
get
is up at
rolling.
the front and goes, "Cool, let's go."
Should we give him like 5 minutes or something? I
No,
mean,
he'll be fine.
Who knows where we're going?
To the bunker!
No, to the
Okay.
school. We have a person who's in a coma. We have to go back to the school.
Who's in the coma? Oh, yeah.
the lady.
Her name's Katie Stone. She
So
sounds
at
like a
least he'll
superhero.
just start driving, Divya will. And
Uh-huh.
she'll be like, "You guys
Yeah.
figure it out. You got about 30 minutes before I have to, like, take an exit to go either which way. So, we're like an hour. So you're fine. We got time.
Okay.
Decide on the way."
Theo immediately falls asleep in one of the seats. Just like, just the way that teenage boys can just fall asleep anywhere that they want.
Yes.
Just,
It's about, let's call it 4 a.m. You have about
Oh, yeah.
2.5, 3 hours before sunrise on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Abby's gonna keep checking on Katie.
Okay.
Just making
Status
sure that she's
will-
okay.
Yeah, status is not going to change for like the next hour or so.
Okay.
And you guys are, as predicted, you guys are barreling down the highway when you guys hear a thunk thunk on the roof of the bus, and you see Franklin hanging upside down from the roof, knocking on one of the side windows.
I'll let him in. Yeah.
How'd it go?
Cool, taken care of.
Things, everything on fire, destroyed.
Throws an empty backpack over at Adam, and he goes, "Yeah, that was, pretty simple, in and out, nobody there, but they were on their way when I flew away, so I saw a couple of like 4x4 Jeep looking things heading down the access road when I was flying away. So our little adventure did not go completely unnoticed as predicted."
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
at least they didn't find us there.
True. Could have been worse. right, heroes.
Granola bar from her backpack.
Yeah. This is Zach putting on his DM voice. What would our heroes like to do? So let's consider that we have about an hour and 15 minutes left. So you guys are headed back into town. You guys can decide if you want to go to the school, or if you want to go to the work bunker, or if you want to head to a different location. It is quickly approaching sunrise on a Sunday, and a couple of you haven't checked in with home in a bit. I would like to remind you.
Yeah,
And you're tired. Very, very sleepy. Theo
pull up my phone.
is already passed out.
Yeah.
Do we still have the folders with all the information that we wanted to get to the bus?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then maybe number 1 is the police?
No,
That was a little
is there
sketchy
an
before.
FBI office in Crown City? I feel like we should take it there.
There is. You were actually, if you guys will remember, you were actually paid a visit by a local FBI agent.
We kind of told her to fuck off.
It doesn't matter. Here's what we do, right? We pull up near, and then we have Spud go invisible. Take the stuff in, drop it somewhere, it'll be found, leave. So then they just...
Not all of it, though,
what's
because
this?
if they're in on it, like, then we just
Yeah.
gave these folks
think
all this info.
I think it's more likely the police are in on this than the FBI.
I think we should make copies of everything first. And may I remind you that there is a woman
You
who
just want to go to a
is
Kinko's
coming
and-
out of a coma. And
We can make copies at the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the school first.
Can we stop by Starbucks, please?
Right now.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have. I'm gonna have to be up until at least she wakes up, which could be like 6 hours from now. So
Raleigh's got a way into the teacher's lounge. They've got a cappuccino machine in there.
do they have soy milk?
Probably.
You fucking want soy milk? You drink normal milk. Thank you.
I'm a vegan.
And drink it black.
Abby scoots as far away from him as possible.
Stops. Get me to the nurse's office.
All right, Riley. Chill.
Jesus
Abby
Christ.
she goes into herself and she's just like in the corner, like, did nobody make eye contact with me?
I'm pretty sure the Spanish teacher is also vegan, so you'll be able to get some soy milk. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Riley, can you smoke that faster? Like, chill out.
He takes it, and he takes the longest drag, and then he doesn't breathe it out. He's holding it.
That doesn't get you any higher. It just deprives your brain of oxygen, which makes you feel like you're higher.
Is he gonna pass out?
I don't know.
He
You wanna
starts
try
turning
it?
slightly blue.
It'll be fine, right? It'll be fine.
Riley,
His
you need to
survival instincts will
breathe.
kick in. Let him. His survival instincts
All
will
right.
kick in. He'll be fine.
We don't have to go to Starbucks,
Where-
okay?
where he places it in his mouth and takes another long drag. And then all of a
Let's
sudden,
hurry up.
Log Phallic's little inky black mouth pops up and just blows the smoke.
I was about to make a Pineapple Express joke. I think it just came out a few weeks ago for you guys. That Riley probably saw it opening weekend.
Oh man.
yeah.
So for time, you guys get to the school. Divya kind of parks in the bus lot back where you guys took it or got it from. And you guys can get back into the building as you kind of normally would. Riley's pretty high, but is and feeling a little more. The pain has come down a little bit for you, Riley, but still Riley's kind of number one priority is getting to the nurse's office and maybe some kind of a burn solve or like some gauze, that kind of stuff. Abby still has Katie. Franklin's snoring very loudly. He has to be woken up. And it is it's 5:30 a.m. Sunday when you guys pull into school. So if what would you guys like to do?
We want to keep an eye on her.
Just take her to the lab.
Nurse's office? They have cots there.
That's true, but I can't monitor her vitals or anything like that there.
Riley's already off the bus. And he's heading
Adam broke all the shit in the lab anyway, didn't he?
Oh my god, yeah, he did.
So let's just take her to the nurse's lab. Come on.
That's gonna take so long to reboot everything.
I should take Katie to the Theo take the nurse's lab.
Ta-da!
Okay, so both Katie and Riley needs to go to the kind of nurse's office. So is anybody heading anywhere differently?
Do I have feet?
You might need some assistance. It was like a 90-minute drive. It's been about 90 minutes total. So like you're gonna need help for probably until about lunchtime.
I could carry you too, Adam. Come on, let's go. Come on, offer out my arm.
I was looking for one on each hip.
Yeah, so two people could help Adam, and he's basically just not touching the ground.
I'll grab his other side.
Okay.
But as soon as we get inside, Abby's arms come out, and she's gonna walk on those because she's tired.
Yeah. Divya and Dylan will help we'll grab all the files, and they'll start. Abby, you can hook up Katie to. You're actually kind of pleasantly surprised. The nurse has one of those basically some like basic stuff on tree with wheels. I forget what they're called, but it's got a oxygen indicator. It's got a wrap for keeping track of blood pressure and heart rate. You can take temperature, that kind of thing, all that stuff. Riley, they do have some like burn ointment and some extra strength Tylenol and gauze and ice and stuff like that to help the skid burn. And Adam, they find you your choice of probably like borrowed wheelchair with the school's initials kind of spray painted on the back. That's kind of best you can do for like the next little bit. So Riley is basically ends up being bound up in a wrap from like just below his neck, like basically underneath his arms, almost like all the way down to his belly button, in order to kind of cover up all of his burns on his back.
Does he ask for help? Or are you gonna do it by yourself?
No. Og starts like it grows two black appendages, and they start wrapping around him. Sorry, Riley. It's fine, Og. I didn't want to touch the silver water. There's no silver in that water. There isn't. No, who the fuck told you that? Jones. Jones! Jones!
Oh,
Guys, did you hear that?
Man.
Okay, so after everybody is kind of settled and taken care of, the sun just starts to peek over the horizon, and it is the third day since
The third day.
this all happened to you.
Theo grabs a phone book and he looks for the the number for the FBI office in town. So it's probably a tip line.
Yeah, there is a public tip line that you guys could call if you guys want to do that, and you can actually attach to it is the address for the FBI office.
Mm-hmm. I
Well,
pick up one of the.
what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
We have some documents to drop off.
Okay, but they're gonna know that the call came from the school.
Yeah, but it doesn't say a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, are there cameras?
In the school?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Yeah. Kind of little eye
Guys,
in
I
the
don't
sky.
think this is such a good idea anymore.
Yeah. We've been here all weekend.
Yeah. Look, if we're gonna get busted now, come on, we're probably gonna get expelled from this at the end of the day.
Wait, what?
Look, we're
Jansen.
breaking into this school like all fucking weekend.
Where did they keep the surveillance footage? One more thing
I
to
mean-
do.
There's the security office. I could go take Divya.
I
Yeah,
start
you've got the
wheeling myself out of
school
the
resource.
out of
I
the
didn't. No,
nurse's
that's not.
office.
I mean, they have it recorded. We'd have to delete it.
Let's go.
All right, fine. Divya, can you come talk to the computer, please?
Yeah,
you kind of have to push her awake to focus, but yeah.
Can you
She'll
come
wake up
talk
and
to the
help out.
computer? Just one more computer to talk to, and then you can go to sleep.
Okay. I also don't want to breeze. I don't want to breeze past the fact that Abby just had her Hermione from Sorcerer's Stone. We could have been killed, or worse.
Or worse.
expelled.
Expel!
Yeah. So if you guys want to sick Divya on the security tapes from the weekend, you can. Or I don't know if Adam has his own thoughts on how he would like that information to be handled.
Destroy them with electricity and fire.
Let's delete first. Then you can.
Somebody in
destroy.
chat,
If you
please
really
clip it for me. I need to make that.
Yeah. Then upon knowing that they're going to delete all the security footage, Theo's going to call the tip line, but put on an egregious accent.
Okay. What is Theos telling the automated machine tip line?
Hello, my name is Boris. I have some documents to hand over to be. I have a tip for the FBI office. Clunk.
Who would be in?
What you said?
Franklin is going to go. You know the Cold War's over.
Look, I'm hiding my identity, guys. Look, y'all would have freaked out if I had used my real name or just my voice.
Yeah, but you didn't tell them it's
You
fine.
didn't tell them anything.
I said I had some documents to bring.
Okay. All right, yeah. I'm gonna
Look, guys,
make sure
I've been
this
up for
girl isn't dying.
I've been up for 36 hours, okay? This is too much.
All right.
I either took a
security
nap or-
cameras are taken care of.
Sweet.
You guys have the paperwork. Sun is up. Katie is still same as she was when you guys pulled her out of the tank, essentially. Riley and Adam are taken care of. What is
making copies of the documents and then figuring out where we're going to drop them off.
Okay. Okay.
Addie is falling asleep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Amanda doesn't sleep, so she's whatever. She's still good.
Yeah. Nat, you end up in the teacher's lounge, kind of by yourself, making. You know how to do some copying. You do this all the time for your
Cranking
teacher
it
friend.
through.
So you start making copies. Everybody else kind of ends up. I'm gonna say that everybody else kind of ends up either just falling asleep kind of where they are in nurse's station, or if some of the folks want to go back to their bedrooms, since you guys do have, rooms on premises to get to if you want. And I'm gonna do a brief cut-in of basically another scene where the gentleman, there's an older gentleman. He's got his kind of long silvery gray hair, and he has been woken up with a phone call, and he's not happy about it. And he kind of has to exit his very luxurious penthouse bedroom and enter into his office to kind of take this call. And the call he receives is from his company's security. And it seems that someone has destroyed most of his company's how would he consider it? His company's kind of under the table laboratory doing genetic experiments with subject A. And he's all of a sudden kind of having this. He doesn't panic. This Jeffrey Main does not panic. But his brain does kind of go into overdrive as he starts thinking about the next person that he needs to call. And he picks up the phone, and he dials the number for Levi Jansen. Is the next call that he makes. And he calls, and it's the time on his phone. Actually, this is happening about the same time that you guys are arriving at the school. So just as sun up, 6 a.m. Sunday, 6:30 Sunday, and Levi answers halfway through the first ring. And you can't, with the scene, you can't hear Levi's side of the phone call, but Jeffrey Main, the founder, president, CEO of Main Industries and Main Laboratories, is not happy. And he asks Levi, "I thought you were bringing her in. I don't care if she fell out of the car and flew away to the moon. We need to find this girl and whoever she is working with. And we need to get onto the same page as them. We do not need information about our black site and what we've been working on and our visitor getting out. Do you understand the precarious position you and your family are in right now, Mr. Jansen? I don't want to have to make this call again. Click. Nat, it is. You've been plowing away on some. What's that?
How long has she been copying?
It's gonna take a while to make these copies. She's got everything kind of sitting in the kind of top tray, and it's cycling through. She's not having to do too much legwork. It's just gonna take time. So, she'll be in there basically all morning while folks are passed out.
Riley goes to the cafeteria and finds like pre-made meals and whatnot and puts them on a platter. He then he goes by the theater department where they're doing a Midsummer Night's Dream and rips off a couple flowers from the set and kind of like puts them in like this plastic cup. And he gets 2 cups of coffee and he's like limping down the hallway, and he gets to the copy room and he opens his hand opens it up for him, and he comes in and he's like, I missed Friday. And he goes and he places the tray down and he goes and he sits. I want to say that there's like a copy desk kind of deal, like there's just this one wall to one wall, and he's sipping the coffee. If you would like to make it out, we can have coffee and breakfast.
Sure.
The flowers aren't real. And he goes and he sips.
So.
It's better.
Take
You
the
won't
coffee.
die.
It's true. Keep.
I told you we weren't going to die.
Well, the day just started.
This is true. This is indeed true. So, what do you need me to do?
Don't die. And maybe help the rest of us stick around a little while too. That'd be helpful.
Done. You know, I don't let just anyone boss me around.
I swear to God, if you do not cut it out, you're going to get smacked.
You've been bossing me around since we were kids. You always wanted to be the cop, and I always had to be the robber.
Oh, I wonder why.
Just because I have an innate talent for being mischievous, it doesn't mean that this is what I wanted. Maybe I wanted to be a great philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Sure.
I don't know. I could have been a doctor. I could be the next Abby. You don't know
Yeah,
this?
you could if you actually did something with like the brain that you were given.
Fair enough. But we've been given a second chance here. We can do some good with it.
Yeah. I hope. I think.
Thanks for pulling
Let's
me
just
back
get
from
through
the
today.
edge.
Yeah. Thanks for
Maybe-
looking out for me.
I would never let anything happen to you. He tried to eat you.
You did try to eat me.
Once again,
That was not my fault. I was extremely hungry, and sometimes I go feral.
It's all right. It's all right.
How did you survive getting eaten? I don't know if you've ever. Well, I guess no, you wouldn't have. But the sensation of eating a human, because Og and I share that.
I don't need to know. Don't need to know.
It's like the dissolvable tablets.
Okay. No, I really said I didn't need to know, and I still don't. It's a long story, and it involves some next level shit, but maybe we'll get into that later.
All right.
Because I'm actually enjoying my coffee.
I'm enjoying your company. For once.
I knew there was a button there somewhere.
It's always me. I'm the biggest butt.
Yes, you are.
All right. Cute moment in the teacher's lounge as copies are being made. Abby, you end up waking up around midday, I'm going to say. And you are still very tired and still very hungry and still in desperate need of coffee. Theo, you wake up and you're just sore as all get out, and just it's like the third day after that just like epic workout. It's like you ran a half marathon and then did a mud rudder, and you just went too hard for too long. Franklin is still he's passed out on the cold floor with as much as his face and body pressed up against the floor as he possibly can be. Something I didn't think about until something I didn't think about until just now is Big Blue.
Just floating in the
We
corner.
have an alien.
Adam, where would you have? I imagine Adam passing out somewhere. Would he have just parked the wheelchair in a corner? Where would have? If he was going to pass out somewhere,
just in the middle of the room,
Adam going? Okay, yeah. Abby, you're gonna wake up with Big Blue just kind of resting in the corner of the room, just kind of standing and watching over everybody. And it is spooky, and it takes you a second to remember everything that's happened over the past 72 hours before you remember, oh yeah, we did break out alien from a secret laboratory, and he's been following us for the past little bit. And you check Katie's life signs, and she seems stable and just trucking along, but still with the everything looks good on the instruments you have available to you, but she is still unconscious.
Does this seem normal?
What is normal now?
I mean, if someone is in a medically induced coma, how long does it take them to wake up, I guess? Does this process seem like normal, or should she be waking up now?
If she was a standard human being, you imagine that she should be awake by now. But with the knowing that she has been tested on, that she has had experimental gene therapy, and the fact that she is alive and her heart is beating and that she's sleeping seems like potentially a good sign. You know that the body will keep itself in a state of unconsciousness if it seems like it will protect itself. So if it needs to do some healing, or if it needs to do some processing and some stitching back together, it will keep itself kind of shut down on low power mode, essentially, for however long it needs to take. You imagine that if you had access to the right stuff, you could get a better read on her brain activity, or if you had access to some medicines that you could potentially wake her up. But short of like, really like the only like semi-complicated medical device you have in here is like a defibrillator, which seems a little overkill.
Yeah. Abby will go check on, like, she'll kind of make eye contact with the big blue guy and then move back and like check on Adam's legs and see how he's healing. Pass out in the chair.
Yeah. At some point and you guys all kind of had this realization that things might get awkward quick, and so he's sleeping with like a blanket covering his bottom half, but you can see some toes poking out from the bottom of the blanket, and
Ew.
they're I mean, bright pink, healthy. You kind of have this. What age are we
talking here?
Full
4 or 5.
Full human.
Okay.
Well, it's been about
normal.
6 hours. It's been at least 6 hours since the explosion, and so he's, basically back to normal. You would imagine that with that kind of trauma, no matter what kind of healing or regeneration powers that Adam has, like it might take him a while to get his feet back underneath him, just to remind his body how it's all supposed to be stitched together. But I mean, for a guy who got blown to bits from an explosion 6 hours ago, he seems pretty good.
Okay, she's going to, because he's unconscious, she's gonna like lift up the blanket a little bit and like check and make sure everything's okay on the, not just, mid-thigh down.
Yeah, it is, you can tell that it's like a almost like a vaguely pink coloration to it, of just like fresh flesh. Fresh flesh. But
Abby, what are you doing?
I mean, it.
Oh, I'm sorry. She just goes like beet red. I'm sorry. I was just making sure that you're okay.
I kind of lean forward and look down at my legs, try wiggling my toes. Yeah,
they wiggle.
I guess that's normal. I'm gonna try to stand up, and I would have guessed that I just kind of like crumple immediately, just.
Yeah.
I'll grab him.
Yeah, it'll take a few tries for you to stand back up and kind of get your equilibrium and all that, but you'll eventually be able to.
Good for now.
Yeah. Coffee?
Adam secretly hates coffee, but he cheerily responds, "Yeah, sure."
What are we gonna do about him? And she points to the alien. Did we get a name?
Well, we've kind of been calling him Big Blue, but I mean, it's as good a name as any.
BB.
But what are we? We can't hide an alien forever.
Well,
right?
We have all these crazy powers, and we know they came from Blue. Maybe he can do something about it, like cloak himself or go invisible, or I don't know, change shape. I mean, I could try asking him. I really don't want to touch him again, though.
Yeah.
He's just an exchange student. I mean,
Abby kind of slow turns to look at Theo.
It's just like.
So I'm gonna wheel myself over towards Blue.
Does Theo sleep shirtless? Question that needs to be answered.
Oh God, no.
Probably, yeah.
Nice.
It's not gratuitous here, though. Because he
He's-
fell asleep in
he's-
his clothes. Yeah. It's like, fell asleep in a chair, but
Cool.
his t-shirt is a little small, we'll say that.
Hey.
High schoolers, damn it. Okay, moving on. Abigail,
Yes. Remember.
Yeah, so are we going to ask him? Can I try?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
He talked with Og before.
Okay. Alright, cool. Abby kind of hypes herself up a little bit, and then she walks halfway across the room to him. She doesn't get really close, and then she's just gonna hi. I was just gonna look back at Adam did I do it?
Well, he doesn't. He sends you pictures. It's like looking at a montage with a purpose. It's hard to describe,
Okay.
but you would definitely know it.
Oh. Okay. She'll turn back to him, and she'll think of an image, I guess? Maybe she'll think of a picture that she has in her room. It's a cat hanging on a branch, and it says, "Hang in there."
Oh, God.
You see his head tilt a little bit. How would he respond?
How would anyone respond?
He would, you know what he would do is he would he's been kind of resting on one of the other I don't know, nurse beds where it's got it's just flat and has the paper, the medical paper over down it.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of keep it covered, and he's been kind of slumping up against it, but he raises up off of the table and reaches up and kind of just puts his hands on the ceiling, and he's kind of mimicking the cat that he's kind of just hanging in the air, almost kind of pretending to kind of hang in there.
Cool. How do we ask him if he has any powers like us?
You just gotta kind of think, it's hard because you can't use words, and he doesn't understand that way. So you just kind of maybe remember at him all the times you've seen people do stuff.
Okay. Okay. So Abby's gonna start picturing through her brain is very file cabinety. It's just here's a picture, here's a picture, here's a picture, and then at the end a question mark.
Addie, your brain is suddenly flooded with Blue kind of showing you similar memories that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Of you see other people like him.
Mm-hmm.
And you see them moving things with their mind. You see them lifting large objects that just realistically they shouldn't have been able to move. You see them flying through the air. You see them shooting bolts of energy out of their hands and out of their eyes. You see things move across the room without having been told or touched. You see people shifting into other shapes and starting to look like other things. It kind of like he runs through like almost a catalog, and basically it seems like for every power that you've seen over the past weekend, he has a correlating memory of it, of either him or someone he's seen doing it.
Okay. She is going to replay the picture that... What? She's going to replay the picture of someone shape-shifting and then impose him on it as if I'm asking, is this something you could do?
Suddenly, before you see him shift into the clothes and everything. Big Blue becomes Franklin, except that his eyes are still very red, like he has
Does he
pretty
have legs?
pretty human looking eyes, like they have corneas and irises and stuff like that, but where Franklin normally has like this kind of brown hazel coloring, he has this very vibrant red color.
Does he have legs?
Yeah, full Franklin.
Okay. Full Franklin.
Full on
Never go,
Franklin.
Franklin.
Never go
Full
enough
Franklin.
Frontal Franklin.
Wow. Okay,
And he says
cool.
Blue's gonna speak, and he says with Franklin's voice, "Should I just stay like this then?"
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No. Yes, but no. We should make you into someone different. But that's really cool. What's your name?
Next. Be next.
Out of his there's a jumbling of sounds and like just noises that kind of comes out of Franklin Blue's mouth, and he has this very kind of puzzled, confused look and says, "I don't know if your bodies are capable of replicating the sound of my identity."
Okay. We'll call you Blue.
Is that
Blue.
okay?
That is acceptable. I believe, if I am comprehending correctly, I understand why you call me that.
Because we're not creative. It's okay.
Yes. Theo goes to give him a fist bump. See what he does.
No, don't do that.
No. He's not Oh.
Yeah. See,
Fist
nice
bump.
to meet you, Blue. I'm Theo.
Theo.
No psychic feedback this time.
No psychic feedback.
All right.
Abby. I'm Abby. Hi.
He says Abby, but it kind of sounds like your voice. Like his voice kind of pitches up a little bit. And it's like Franklin trying to, like, it sounds like Franklin doing a bad Abby impersonation. Abby.
Cool.
Adam.
Adam.
This guy's rad as fuck. Can you look like me next?
There's a rippling from the top of his head, and he suddenly grows about 4 inches and gets wider, and there is now a carbon copy of Theo standing next to Theo, except he has red eyes.
Dude.
So, Blue, what did they do to you? How long were you there?
And Blue Theo, with Theo's voice, says, "If I am understanding you measure years, so approximately 10 rotations around your sun, your solar system star.
10 years?
What do you want to do now?
Want. Goals.
Desire. What do you... How can we help you?
You already have helped by letting me escape. I now owe you all a life debt.
I'm gonna hop up and fall out of the chair again.
Oh.
Adam.
Can you fix me?
Abby will help him up. Can you
Fix
take
you.
away the things that were given to us?
What?
I don't believe I can. If I understand what the scientists were doing, they were taking the information from my alien body and trying to lay it on top of your body's information to make you more like me. And they were not very successful until you? Me? Theo, it seems?
I mean, I'm pretty successful, I would say. As far as experiments go, I mean, I didn't blow up, so that's nice.
Yes, there were accidents. There are many on your planet that are not compatible and cannot withstand the strain of my people's abilities.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I am kind of different than everyone else. I mean, I don't know about the rest of y'all.
Yes, you are what my people consider awakened, where people like you, and he kind of looks down at you, Abby, and Adam. You are not awakened, but compared to the rest of your planet population, incredibly powerful.
You said that we were the first ones. I mean, and if a lot of people aren't compatible, there were a lot of people there that day that could die because they can't sustain what we have. Is there anything we can do to help?
I don't know. I don't believe I was given that information.
Abby kind of sits down, like kind of defeated, in a chair. Just starts thinking to herself.
I believe your language and biology is making this difficult. Give me... And he starts to reach out to you, Abby, after you've sat down, but you see his hand and arm ripple, and Theo's hand and arm turns blue, and he reaches out with a singular finger and attempts to like kind of touch you like right here on the forehead if you let him.
She'll let him.
You're suddenly flooded with a lot of memories, kind of similar to what Adam experienced when he initially kind of bonded with Blue.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are from his point of view in the tank, in the larger lab. But you see a lot of people, and through his memory, you're able to kind of hear and comprehend words that are being spoken outside of his tank. And you see mainly 3 people. You see a middle-aged man in a very nice fitted suit with shoulder-length salt and pepper hair that you immediately recognize as Jeffrey Main, because you are, were interested in Wikipedia'd and read up about him, and he's kind of a big deal in the modern medicine community, and the fact that his company and him are based out of here in Crown City is, pretty cool. The other 2 people you don't immediately recognize, but they're probably in there right around 40-ish, like late 30s, 40s. Both are wearing standard kind of doctor's white long lab coats. They've got kind of clipped photo IDs on their pocket. And the 3 of them seem to be talking. And the man in the lab coat is holding what seems to be kind of similar to the oxygen tanks that you guys used to, Adam used to blow up one of the buildings, and Theo brought with him out of the building. And it's kind of hard to hear complete sentences through the tank glass and liquid, and not all of it's kind of intact, but what you can hear is the 3 of them kind of arguing about timelines, and you hear the word contract. It seems like they're having an argument about results not coming as quickly as expected, that a deadline is coming up, and that the project would be canceled if results weren't found immediately. And the Main walks out of the lab, and the man and woman scientists kind of look at each other, and the air tank that the man is kind of holding, and they start to have a discussion that you're piecing words together, and they're basically they're coming up with the plan that got you all these powers on Thursday. That the scientists were forced into a deadline, and in an effort to prove scale and the potential of this project, they decided to aerosolize and expose the few public people that they believed would be around the lake to it, and the wildlife around, to see what would happen.
Was I able to glance at the name tags?
Would you like to spend a fate point to clear? Yeah. So the name tag on the man reads Levi Jansen, and the woman's reads Petra Jansen.
So as soon as he takes his finger off of Abby's head, she kind of stumbles. Well, not stumbles. She's sitting, but she pushes back in the chair and then stands up, and she's crying, and she's like, "Those fuckers!" And then she
whoa!
rocks. Yeah, she starts walking out of the room.
Abby,
where the fuck is Nat?
I don't know. Making copies.
She's just storming down the way.
Okay. Nat and Riley are making copies.
I'm gonna follow.
And
Adam, I'm pushing Adam in the chair. Come on, Adam, let's go.
And Nat, over the whir of the copy machine, you hear Abby's voice. Where's Nat?
Where the fuck is Nat?
I'm in here.
The door just boom pops open. Your parents, and she's just such in a fluster, and she's not used to be doing this sort of thing.
Here?
No, they are the ones that did this.
Theo and Adam kind of drift into the room in the wheelchair.
What?
What'd I miss?
They're the ones that made the aerosol and decided to put it out on the lake.
All right.
Wait,
okay, look,
what?
I know her dad's pretty big fucking dick, but
Yeah,
he's not that
he's
bad.
an asshole. He wouldn't.
Blue showed me.
Oh,
No,
wait, what?
my dad works for Trapplane. He runs the factory floor. They make soap.
He was gonna bring you into these people, right?
Yeah.
I saw him. He was explaining how they were gonna do it. And your mom too.
I don't. This is news to me.
They didn't have any test results that were positive, which means that we don't know what's gonna happen to us. We don't know if we're gonna survive the week. No one else has. We need to get your parents. This is bigger than... Well, I don't know how to deal with any of that. I'm 17 years old and I don't know how to deal with any of this. If we're gonna die because of what they put in us, we need to fix it.
Okay.
All right, I think we all need to just cool down here for a fucking second.
But
Okay?
Blue said he couldn't fix it. That we can't be fixed.
He doesn't know how. That doesn't mean it can't happen.
Don't know how, it's his fucking DNA.
I don't know. I think he's the authority on the subject here, Abby.
The being is capable of space travel, something that we as a race have not been able to do.
Does anybody in the room have their cell phone?
I don't own one.
Riley doesn't own one.
Okay,
Nat.
Theo, you and Nat, you have yours.
Yeah.
I assume Abby does too. Nothing happened to it.
Okay. Within a few seconds of each other, any student in the room that has their cell phone is going to start ringing. And Nat, you look down, and you actually, most students don't, but you have the number that the mass dialer for the school and the school system, you have it saved in your phone so that you wouldn't auto screen it. And if you want to pick it up, you can. But it's like the same system that the school district or the school principal uses to call if it's inclement weather or that kind of thing.
I'll check it. Yeah, sure. I'll flip my phone.
Okay. Yes, it's the school's principal. I don't have the. I know his name, but I don't have the doc with it pulled up. So the principal is calling. It's an automated message, and it's the same for everybody in the room. And his voice is pretty. He sounds kind of nervous and kind of just on edge when he's recording the message. But he says, he says, "Hello, students and families of Elizabeth Academy, calling once again to let you know that for the foreseeable future, Elizabeth Academy will not be meeting on its regular academic schedule due to the large number of students and families who have reported illness and admission to the county hospital. If you are feeling any symptoms, if you are beginning to run a fever, or if you are experiencing nausea, please do not wait to see your primary care doctor. Please go to your local emergency room as soon as possible and inform the staff there you are a student at Elizabeth Academy to ensure you are taken care of. Once again, no regularly scheduled school for Elizabeth Academy students until further notice. I will keep you updated as soon as we have any official information we can share with you. Thanks." Awkward silence. Click.
Well, shit's fucked, I guess. Shit. Do you two feel okay? Do you guys feel all right? Other than just tired?
I feel fine.
Do you think we should tell them what we know? All the tests I've run? Do you think that'll help?
You're not going to tell them anything that they wouldn't find out already. The only information we have that might be valuable, and I point to all the stuff on the copier.
Mm-hmm. We got to get that to the FBI right now.
I think we send it to everyone. The FBI, the media.
Newspapers.
We put it on the internet under every blog and website that'll take it.
Yeah, but what about Nat?
Well,
you out her family? She's gonna backlash.
Yeah, it's just gonna put a target.
I'm already on the run. It's not
We can keep
much
her
else
safe.
it's gonna do.
yeah, we got fucking superpowers. We'll keep her safe.
Look, guys, never mind.
I say we do it.
Okay.
And hopefully it helps anyone that's sick.
Yeah, guys, I heard of this website we could put it on. It might help us gain some subtractions. WikiLeaks.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
No, I don't know that one.
2006. It's relevant. No, it's this place where people can post like leaked government documents and stuff. It's super cool, but I think we should put it on there.
Okay.
I was thinking more like Reddit, you know.
What's
But I
Reddit?
guess that's cool
That
too.
too. That one I know.
Yeah. Let's do it.
To the internet.
To the
To
internet.
the internet. Dib ya?
Okay. Okay. So,
Before a scene
Yes,
change,
go ahead.
Riley's gonna
Yeah.
go up to Nat and give her a big old hug. Says, "It'll be all right. I'll take care of this." He's going to try to pickpocket her phone.
That's a burglary.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna make that a burglary check. And
Spending-
Nat, can I
spending
get
a
you to roll
fixed
notice?
Written note. What's that?
Spending a
Yeah,
fate
you-
point before the roll adds plus what to the roll?
+2, but you can also you can declare that you're going to spend a fate point, and you can either give a +2 or do a reroll, whichever one's better.
Okay, so
you can choose.
all right. So you'll let me do it after the fact, or would you rather me do it now?
That's fine. You can do it after the fact.
Okay. I'm going to spend a fate point, tap into delinquent teenage supernatural host, and add 2 to burglary, which makes it a 4.
A 4. Hey, Nat, what you get from notice?
1.
Okay. Yeah, Riley, you're able to succeed with style for a +3 shift to be able to pickpocket her phone while giving her a hug. And Nat seems like she seems like she really needed it. She's kind of, leaning in,
With
really kind
style
of opening
is giving
herself
her,
up,
like-
making herself vulnerable.
Give her a smooch on
And
the
he
cheek.
steals my
like-
fucking phone.
And he's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And he gives her a smooch on the cheek, and that's the with style, and then walks out the door.
Okay. Riley, what are you basically if Riley, what are you gonna do with Nat's phone?
He's gonna call her dad.
Okay.
The fuck?
Levi, you names under dad in her favorites, and you kind of walk down the hallway, and it takes a couple of rings, and he sounds pretty hurried and angry, but Levi answers by saying, "Who is this?"
Who the fuck do you think it is, asshole? It's your daughter.
My daughter wouldn't call me.
You're right.
Riley.
She wouldn't. But I got some information for you. I know about
What
what you did to all
information?
those kids. I know that you made them all sick. I took down your black site last night. I feel like that's something you and your boss want to know. Just me. Me and Og. I'm sure you're aware of him, right? Outsiders, voidlings, monsters. They're all real. I can show you if you'd like. I'll come willing, too.
If you want to come, meet me outside the main industries main office building in Uptown.
Neutral turf. You want me? You want what Og knows? Meet us in the park, over by the baseball diamond.
At the school?
Yeah, at the school.
Okay.
And Levi,
How soon can you be there?
I can be there in 15 minutes. If I hear any Blackhawks, anything that sounds like you're not coming alone, I'll fucking destroy Nat. You'll never see your daughter again.
Give me 20 minutes.
Good.
20 minutes later, Riley, you are across the street from the school where there's a public park, public diamond that Parks and Rec uses. and a familiar 4-door sedan pulls up, and both Levi and Petra step out of the car.
Riley's there smoking a cigarette, taking a long drag. So, well, though I told you to come alone, it's better that both of you are here.
Riley, how much do you know?
Oh, I know all of it. All the tests that you've done, the blue guy, the tank.
You see a very nervous look between Levi and Petra at your mention of blue. Okay, Riley, what do you want?
I want you to turn yourself in.
Into who? And for what? What did you think we did?
You just biochemically poisoned a school full of kids. There are super-powered kids running around Crown City as we speak who have an expiration date.
You mean to tell me some of the students, it worked?
At that, Og, he shifts into Og. Yes, foolish human. It worked. And now, because your careers are going to hurt the bossy one, I must insist that you turn yourself in. Or I could devour you. It would be so easy to tell Nat that you went on the run. From what I read of Riley's mind, you do that quite often. Leave her alone. Wouldn't it be par for the course if you just disappeared? Become fuel for the cause.
The two look at each other. So we just disappear? You don't see us again?
No.
It's the best we can do.
You're going to post a confession. You're going to confess of your crimes, and you're going to turn yourself in, or I'll just eat you. All I want is the bossy one not to get hurt. You hurt the bossy one with your choices. They're going to blame the daughter for the sins of the mother and the father. That's not right.
We don't want her hurt either. We'll do it.
Good.
You'll see it on... I imagine you're going to see it everywhere. And they look down at their watch. 6 o'clock snooze.
Og approaches Levi. Give me your hand.
He looks up at you, Riley. I'm good, but...
he reaches down and he retches the hand into his...
Okay, and he's like... Yeah, Levi's kind of a scrawny, science-y kind of guy.
You stole happiness from the bossy one. And I knew a group of people that would chop the hand off of someone who stole. And then all of a sudden, the maw of Octhalic wraps around Levi's hand and bites it off.
He's going to scream in pain as there is a very clean sever about 2 inches above the wrist where the void met flesh.
Now, let me tell you this, Levi. I don't trust humans. Humans are lying creatures. They'll do anything to get ahead. But I assume this is incentive enough for you to write that confession, because I've just tasted your blood.
And I have a powerful connection for people I've tasted. I'll know where you are. I'll find you. You cannot run. There's nowhere in this dimension or the outside that you can run that I will not find. I'll hunt you.
Get the fuck away from me, you monster.
Thank you.
And Og just kind of like backs off, kind of turns and starts walking back towards the school.
Okay. The final scene of this season of Young Heroes of Fate is the news of illegally uncondoned and unsanctioned genetic testing on the public by main industries. And nobody mentions aliens, nobody mentions where the testing or DNA came from, but all across the news, all across national news, newspapers the next day, Reddit, WikiLeaks, it gets posted everywhere, and the stories and all of the files are just dumped online. And the 5 of you wake up Monday morning to a very different world than the one you woke up to on Thursday. And that's where we are going to wrap up Young Heroes of Fate.
Yay!
So great, guys. Apologies to chat for us running right up to the mark, but I don't want to let anybody escape before hearing where they can find these incredible role players. So starting with Zippy, just tell the folks where they can find you real quick.
My name is Zippy Zippo. I can be found around Twitch playing a bunch of tabletop RPGs. I do a lot of stuff with Encounter Roleplay and the Greyhawk channel. You can also find me on my channel where we are a variety streamer and we just have fun. So it was a really great time playing with these guys. I hope to do it again.
Awesome. Yay. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on Twitter at GreekSid. I am over on the Greyhawk channel on Saturdays, 12 o'clock Eastern. Rise of the Temple of Elemental Evil is awesome. We're finishing that up really soon too. And every other Tuesday, I am over on the Fem Slate and Cast on Twitch. We do a Neverland D&D 5e game. It's pretty dope. So yeah, come check that out.
Awesome.
Sweet, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me Mondays and Tuesdays on the Indoor Adventurers channel. It's just Indoor Adventures. And sometimes on Wednesdays we do one-shots. You can find me here. Next week we will be in the same time slot doing a sort of time travel-y, cool, interesting game. And then
Cool.
Walk the Plank, but I will also be directly after this on Pro Restarter's channel doing a different stream where I play a very, very creepy character.
Awesome.
Hi everyone, my name is Mike, or LazyBones. You can find me at twitch.tv/LazyBonesTV or _LazyBones on Twitter. You can see me around on Indoor Adventures. Thanks, LB, for introducing me to that rad group. I'm actually playing on a one-shot there on a Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then, and I'll be having an announcement for y'all coming up later this week, so keep posted for that.
We all love announcements.
Mm-hmm. I'm Daddy Warbucks. You can find me Twitter, YouTube, Twitch at the links in chat. Do a lot of D&D 5e, other tabletops, and we play and stream every day of the week. So check it out.
Awesome. I'm Zach Hall. You can find me on Twitter at Zach Hall _. here on twitch.tv/ZachHall. Thank you to everybody that has watched since we started a couple at the beginning of the year. This is my first time streaming RPG games, and it's been such a blast. Thank you to my incredible players. You guys have made this like the easiest thing in the world. So you guys were amazing. Everybody in chat who's been watching week in and week out, thank you. I am going to hop right after we finish. I'm going to hop onto my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZachHall. And I'm just going to talk about the game and what I've learned running Fate and running a streamed game. I like kind of do a retrospective. So if you're interested in kind of a behind the scenes of a GM retrospective, come check me out right now. But if not, you should stay tuned for Walk the Plank or follow any of my players to one of their incredible streams tonight. Thank you all. Thank you for letting us run over a little bit, and thank you for watching us. Hopefully we'll return at some point. But if not, love you all a whole lot, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.